Hi everyone! Give me a minute to set up everything. Okay, now I see it. Let's see how many of us are joining. Welcome everyone, my name is Natalie and today I will be stitching those beautiful lupins with you. And yesterday I had a live stream on my YouTube channel and we started stitching the lupins and I showed you how to do the Granitos stitch. This is the kind of stitch I discovered when I was choosing and looking for some perfect stitches for the lupins flowers. And this is how it looks like. If you want to learn how to do this stitch, you can check out my YouTube channel and you can watch the replay from the yesterday's live stream. And today I will be continuing stitching the lupin flower. We will continue and I will finish stitching till the bottom and we will do all the details that are left to make. And this is how it looks so far. Yesterday I took some time and I was embroidering some started stitching other lupin flowers. I was making Granitos stitches for the top of the flower, and yeah, this was my homework. And yeah, today I will give you homework too. So you will need to stitch this entire flower this weekend. At least practice maybe on some smaller piece of fabric. I have a smaller embroidery designs that you can try and practice, and it will not take you long to embroider. This is how it looks like. Both embroidery designs, the smaller and the bigger one, you can find on my stitching club on Patreon. If you join the club, you will get access to those two patterns, and you will also get access to the previous patterns from the last 6 years. It's about 150 different embroidery projects. So if you like this idea, welcome to my stitching club. I will leave the link in the video description below so you can check it out. Maybe join as a free member and you will be notified about all my new embroidery designs and what I'm working on and videos that are coming. And I didn't show the last time my illustrations that I made. This was like I was playing with watercolors, trying to display the lupins, trying to find the composition for my future embroidery design, and this is how it looks like. Yeah, leaves, they look like weed leaves. I know, but yeah, I fixed it. I was later I flipped this illustration and I also fixed all the leaves. So this is how it looks like, and I'm stitching this right now. And for my stitching club, I make different illustrations that will help you to guide my pattern. This is the illustration that I made yesterday. I finished it, and it shows you which color to use where, and I will make another one illustration for the stitches types, so you will have all the guides and illustrations. So my patterns are pretty detailed, as you can see, so no worries. Hi Erin, hi Leah, good morning. So yeah, let's start stitching. And yesterday I had a question in the comments about my hoop stand, and this is how it looks like. This is the hoop stand that I use. This part, it keeps it on the table, and this part keeps my hoop without moving, so I record videos. And I also like to embroider when I'm sitting on the desk, and there is another version of such hoop where you can use it when you sit on the couch or wherever you like. There is a part with that you can put under your leg or lap, and it holds your embroidery hoop. It helps when my project is big. So like this one, it's pretty, when the hoop is big, it's not really comfortable to keep it in my hands, so I use the hoop stand. When I work with some small projects like this, I don't use a hoop stand, especially when I'm not recording the video, so I don't need it. But for the bigger projects, yeah, I prefer the hoop stand. And I left the link for this hoop stand in the video description below on my YouTube channel. If you guys are watching this live stream on the Instagram, just leave a comment, send me a direct message, and I will send you the link and the video where you can watch it later. So I'll fix my hoop in the hoop stand, and we will continue stitching. I like this this design especially because it allows me to flip the hoop back, and I will finish the thread, and then I flip it again and continue stitching without taking out the hoop. So I just like this model. Hi Jenny, hi Aiki, where you're from? Jenny is from UK. Okay. What are you guys going to be doing this weekend? Do you have any plans? I will definitely be stitching my lupins somewhere. Yesterday I was stitching a little bit on the beach, and it was magical. But it became cold, and we left. But yeah, I like to stitch somewhere on the nature. I also will be stitching on the balcony if the weather will be good, so we don't have any plans, but probably we will be traveling somewhere as usual. Yeah, happy weekend to everyone. Yeah, we have somebody watching from Philippines. If you're watching right now, leave me a comment or drop the message in the chat where you are watching from. It's always interesting to know. I'm currently walking my dogs, and it's really nice morning, Leah says. Yeah, it's a really nice morning, but in the evening we are expecting some rain. So at least we will have a really nice day. So let me tell you a little bit about what we've been stitching yesterday. So I was showing you how to do the double lazy daisies, and this is how it looks like. And today we'll be continue stitching till the bottom. All you need is just to open your illustration where you will be looking at the colors, and I will follow you along. So previous color was this one. Oh, let me take out my colors from the ring. So only two colors left to stitch. I was working on with this color, it's 3607, and now I'm switching to 718. I will make the inner lazy daisy, and then I will switch back to this one to make the outside lazy daisy, and then I will switch entirely for this color, and with this color I will fill all those this bottom row. So I will need 6 strands, and as I recommended you last time, it's better to separate all the threads and then put them together. Even when we are working with 6 strands. I know usually I don't do it, but this time I recommend you to do it, so it will make lazy daisies more fluffy. But if you're working with smaller size of this design, so that's totally fine. You don't need to separate them because the design is smaller and you don't need it to make your lazy daisies bigger. And as you remember, I was also separating all threads for the Granitos stitch. That's why it looks so puffy. It really helped. So now I'm putting them all back together like this. Oops. And yesterday I didn't have the needles to show you which kind of embroidery needles I usually use. So this is the set of embroidery needles that I like to use in my work. And right now I'm using the biggest needle that is in the middle for 6 strands of floss. In hand embroidery, when we use different amount of threads, we switch to different needle size for comfortability. Like when you use 6 strands, you likely to use the biggest needle. When you switch to 3 strands or 2, you choose some smaller needles. When you choose just 2 or 1 thread, it's the smallest needle. So that's how I choose which needle I use. Let me know, guys, if you do cross stitch or other kind of needle work. I was cross stitching a long time ago, but I was cross stitching a lot. And right now I'm making cross stitch embroidery patterns based on my designs, and I wonder which embroidery design would you like it to turn into a cross stitch. So if you will comment below your preferences, it will really help me to decide which one should I work on. So this is a lazy daisy. I came up here on the bottom and I put my needle back exactly the same place, and I hold my thread with my finger to create a loop, and now I come up exactly where I need to make this lazy daisy, and I tied it. If you don't like how it looks like, you can help with your needle slightly. And now I make a little anchor stitch outside of the loop, and it holds this lazy daisy exactly where I need it to be. It's a very simple stitch. You can make small and cute flowers, little leaves. We don't need it to make really tight. I'd like to make it slightly loose so they have a rounded shape. Christina says, no plans for the weekend. We have a lot of smoke in the air. It's very low to the ground. I will stitch the small in a tear towel because I like use beautiful towels in the kitchen. Oh, that's a really nice idea. We also have a smoke here slightly for the last 2 days, and today probably 2. So it's yeah, the air is not very good right now. So we better stay inside. And Erin says, I haven't cross-stitched since I learned embroidery, but it was fun, just tedious. I don't know how to pronounce this word. I need to learn this word, what it means. Tedious. Oh, Christina is stitching a little sample using the satin stitch to see how it looks. Yeah, it's very interesting to see how it's gonna look with the satin stitch. I'm sure it's gonna be very nice. And somebody's posting in the chat and says, my arm is broken right now. Even watching it feels good. Yeah, I'm so glad that it feels good. So I will try to zoom it for Instagram folks. I hope you see everything. Yeah, this is just a repeatable stitches, nothing complicated, and it's very relaxing. When you do just all the same, just change the colors, you already know what to do. You just relax and stitch. So now I know I will switch to this color later, and now I will just go down and finish this thread, and I will stitch those flowers on the bottom. This is a slightly enlarged pattern version that I'm doing right now, so it's slightly bigger, and I see that maybe I will add another extra lazy daisy to increase the size of it. I'll see. Because, for example, those ones, they look smaller, probably because I didn't separate the threads like I did for this and this one. See, this one looks much slightly bigger than this one. So I highly recommend you to separate the threads so it looks more fluffy. especially there is no need to tie it for the second lazy daisy because it needs to be a little bit loose to like wrap around the previous lazy daisy. We have a question on Instagram. How do you do the transfer to the fabric? That's a very common question, very frequently asked questions. And I tell about it on my every tutorial, so yeah, I can tell it again. So I transfer the fabric using the light method, and I have an article on my Patreon for everyone for free, and I tell everything about it and all the materials that I use. So basically I use a light pad, but you can use just a window during the daylight. So you can print the pattern on the paper and attach it to the window, and then you can attach the piece of fabric on top of it, and through the light, through the daylight, you can see through the paper and the fabric, and then you can use the heating erasable gel pen from Pilot Friction and transfer the pattern directly to the fabric by hand. And later those lines that you can see right now, they can be removed with heating from the iron, or you can heat it using your hair dryer, and all the lines will disappear. So when I'm embroidering, as you can see, there are some lines that appear outside and they are visible, but they will disappear on heating. If you want, you can send me a direct message and I will send you back the link for the article that I wrote about different method for pattern transferring, and you will learn more and maybe try the best pattern transferring method that works for you, because there are different other methods that can be used, for example stick and stitch, water erasable stabilizer, and yeah, for those who doesn't like hand drawing. Christina says, I will share it on Discord. Erin says, I have a hard time keeping good fabric tension when I stitch with 6 strands. I even wrapped my hoop and doubled my fabric. Any other tips? Hoop stand, it helps me to not touch my fabric with my fingers a lot, because when I push on the fabric with my finger when I embroider, it loses the fabric. So I like to use the hoop stand. That's one of the reasons why your fabric become loose. And another reason is what kind of fabric are you using right now? For 6 strands of floss, you need to use the kind of fabric that it's easy to go through. So you don't need to add any additional effort and push it very hard. So it should be easy to go through your needle and thread. Maybe switch to a bigger needle. The bigger needle will make a bigger holes, so it's going to be easier to go through the fabric. Or if the fabric is too tight, so it's very hard to go through with all 6 strands, maybe change the fabric. Change the fabric that has more holes. Maybe use the I don't know how to say for the cross stitch fabrics, but they may be some cross stitch fabrics which have the smallest count or the biggest, I don't know. But yeah, those fabrics can be good. Or linen. Linen is the kind of fabric that it's easy to go through with all 6 strands. But it's at the same time, the linen is hard to transfer the pattern using the light method as well, but yeah, it may be a little bit hard. So yeah, it's better to change the fabric if it's too hard, but if it's okay, and so try other tips. Change the needle or maybe hoop stand. Somebody says that tracing paper, they use a tracing paper. You know, I accidentally bought it's not a stabilizer, but it's paper, but it's also water erasable. I never tried to use it, but I think I will need to test it once I have it. I have it anyway, so I will need to test it. I never stitched through the silky paper. You know, there is silky paper and silky, I know, I don't remember how it calls, but yeah, I made a mistake and I thought that it's a stabilizer and I bought it. And only when it came, I thought that it was a mistake, you know, somebody put me something else instead of the product that I ordered, but I double checked and it was really my mistake. I haven't seen it. I just didn't expect that it can be also a paper. If one of you used it, please let me know how do you usually use it, because I'm not sure. So it's probably I can also print the design onto it and it will disappear, but I know how it behaves when you are stitching through the paper. Yeah, it looks like I will need to start a new thread to continue making those 2 stitches. And are you using sketching on clothes? Yeah, sometimes I sketch on my clothes. Why I don't see? Anyways, okay. So I'm gonna finish my thread. So I flipped to the back side, and this is how I usually like to finish my thread. I go under the previous stitches, really close to the place where I came up, and I make a loop, and I go through this loop, and it creates a knot. And now I go under the previous stitches like this, and this way I will hide the end of my thread, and now I can cut it really close. So that's how I keep my backside neat. But as you can see, I was using knots here. It's a beginner project, it's okay. I don't encourage you to use to not use any knots. That's fine. So I'll start a new thread. Yeah, about the sketching directly on the fabric. Sometimes I did it before because I didn't know any pattern transferring methods, and I saw that people just draw directly on the fabric. They are sketching and they are embroidering. So that's how I did before. So I'll separate those threads. And I guess I will try to add another extra lazy daisy. And it's going to be third one. And I want to see how it's gonna look like. Maybe it's gonna look more volumetric. and maybe it will fill all the gaps between the flowers, but that's okay. We will fill them as well with a green thread, and I will show you later how it's gonna look like. Do you like to thread your needle with needle threaders or some other tools? Because I always lick my thread. I wonder how many thread lickers are here. Somebody said, can I see your old work? You can see it on my page on Instagram. After the live stream, you can see it. And also, you can also go to my Etsy shop or Shopify, and you will see all the embroidery designs that I created. So you can go through all of my previous work. Erin says, I'm a thread licker. Like we can make a picture. Yeah, I will definitely make a picture, and that says I'm a thread licker and I don't ashamed of it, like something like this. Let's see how it's gonna look. I will switch to this one, and I will add another extra lazy daisy like this. I will hold it with my needle, so I will place it exactly where I need it to be, and it should definitely increase the size of the lazy daisy. See, it looks much bigger. So if you go with a bigger version of this design, I highly recommend you to do the extra lazy daisy on top. This is the size for 22 centimeters hoop. I will update my PDF pattern and I will add this size for everyone to use, because the biggest right now the biggest size is for 20 centimeters, and I think it's okay to not give the lazy daisies another layer, but for the biggest ones, the ones that I will post today for 22 centimeters, I recommend you to add one more lazy daisy, so it's gonna look bigger like this. So it just goes through the same anchor stitch that I made for the top lazy daisy, basically. And if you feel like you need to increase the size of it, you just go ahead and do it. Or just do it for the sum of them, because you know, in the nature some flower is bigger, some flower is smaller, and you need to add just some variation of it to keep it look more natural. yeah, I wouldn't do it for the top flowers, but for the bottom ones, yeah, it makes sense. Okay, that's done. Let's finish this thread. And I will switch to this green thread that I didn't finish especially for this case. Okay, so we have a green thread that we started on the top, and I want to, like, what I'm going to do right now, I will add just straight stitches between the flowers where I see that I need to do for them, like to fill all the gaps. Like you see, there's some green, and it will make it look more natural, like you see it in the nature. The lupin flowers, they all have a little bit green between the flowers, so it will make it look more natural. Okay, I finished my thread here, so it's like over here right now. So I'll just add a straight stitch. I see that I need to do it here to fill the space, and here. And the direction should go like exactly where your flowers are going, like this. You can make them shorter, you can make them longer. It's like a stems for the flowers. You can connect them with the flowers. Yeah, I see that I will need to start a new thread anyways. The lupins are just starting to bloom right here in Atlantic Canada, and it's so beautiful. We actually have a lot of blue and purple lupins, and there are some pink and light blue. Adding that hint of green looks so beautiful with the magenta. Yeah, and it's gonna be look very beautiful with the blue as well. So okay, I will start a new thread, and I have somewhere I have Where is it? This is what I don't like when you are storing your thread on the bobbins. The thread, it breaks like this, and yeah, it looks not really nice, but it actually doesn't affect the stitching results. But it probably depends on what kind of stitches you are doing. For example, for the woven roses, this kind of broken thread will not be good. I don't recommend using such broken threads for the woven roses. It will not work. But I really like storing my threads in the bobbins. It makes sense because I see all the colors that I have, and it's easy to choose the colors. You cannot keep your embroidery threads in the skein, especially when you used it, like half of it. I saw different ways for storages, and they use files and pockets and stuff like this, but it makes the entire storage much bigger, like big folders with the threads, and it takes a lot of space, and it's not very comfortable when you want to go somewhere and stitch elsewhere. So there is a Facebook group that I follow. Maybe I will share you the link on the Discord, and you can see there are different types of thread storages. Because I was looking for something practical for me, and I found this group. Even when it's a lot of space right here, it's enough to make just one straight stitch, and it will look much better. Just here and there, it depends on where your petals are located. I didn't make those stitch directions on the pattern itself because it actually depends on your result, how your stitches, lazy daisy stitches will look like. So then you will just decide where to put those stitches. I was interested in seeing how. Yeah. I don't know, should I add here some green or not? I have some space here, but not too much. Okay, I'll jump here and make a little bit here. And see here, when I did the additional layer of lazy daisy, there's not much space left for those green threads, so I will just jump here where I actually need it, and that's gonna be it. I will add some more here, and it's done. So basically this is how it looks like, the entire project. This is how it looks like. So yeah, I will give you some homework if you are stitching with me. My next live stream is going to be on Tuesday. Try to embroider as many flowers here as you can. Or if you are embroidering just this flower, just embroider the flower. Until the next time. Next time I will show you how to embroider the leaves, exactly how I did it here. I really love how they turned out. I was picking out the threads 2 times. So yeah, it was not really easy to find the perfect recipe, but I wanted to make it simple. I wanted to make it easy for you to embroider. Yeah, it can look complicated right now when it's finished, but actually when you will see how I will stitch it, and it's just a satin stitch plus stem stitch on the top, it's easy. So I will see you next time on my live stream. I will schedule it right now, and we will continue on Tuesday. So highly recommend you to follow me on YouTube, subscribe and hit the bell so you will be notified about my next live stream. And I will see you there. If you want to join this stitch along and stitch it with me, both patterns are available by the link in the video description below. So check it out or send me a direct message on Instagram and I will send you all the links and information. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for your lovely comments. I see a lot of comments on Instagram. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching this live stream. Yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see you there. Okay, have a nice weekend. Take time for embroidering outside on the nature. The weather is beautiful. Just listen to the birds, embroider, relax, and yeah, it will be really, really nice. I will be looking for some nice place for me to stitch as well, and next time I will show you all those flowers stitch. So my homework is to stitch all those flowers. Thank you so much, Erin, for watching. Great, thanks, Nat. Have a great weekend, everyone. Yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. Bye, everyone. Bye, guys.